It's Tuesdays with Tom. Tuesdays with Tom.
Is it gonna be good?
It's gonna be great. Let's all learn about the Fairlane Estate. It's Tuesdays with Tom.
Hello and welcome to Fairlane, home of Clara and Henry Ford here in Dearborn, Michigan. My name is Tom Schuster and I'm Fairlane's preservation craftsman. Today we're in the basement corridor, and this is the corridor that leads to the bowling alley, which you can kind of see, but we're not walking down there right now. That'll be in future videos. And we are getting our corridor replastered with the amazing Vic Lacca. How are you doing today, Vic?
I'm doing great, Tom. Thanks for having me on.
No problem. So we did kind of a sample to see what the original plaster looked like behind all of the paint. And then we showed it to Vic. Vic figured out how to do it. And so that's what we're in the process right now, right?
We're in the process of putting our first coat on, like a scratch over the top, so it'll grab the rough of the rough coat. And then I'll put another glaze over the top that'll stay a little more creamy, and it'll allow me to do my swirling.
So this was our rough coat.
Yep.
You're putting what you would call scratch coat or the first finish coat.
First little glaze of the finish coat, yes.
Okay. And then after that, then you'll do your final little kind of movement.
I'll do an actual swirl, a sand swirl that will actually loop. But this material goes on almost like a paste, and then it begins to set. Almost turns into like a clay. And at that point, I'll be able to, again, go over the top with the float, re-swirl it, and it will bring the grain out.
So you're waiting for it to settle a little so you can kind of work
Absolutely.
it. So you gotta, each one is different. Some dry faster than others. So you just kind of got to keep playing with it till you get to where you want it.
The wall is the boss, and I'm just following.
And this is the final. If we can maybe zoom in a little bit, this is the final coat and what it's going to look like. It's not painted yet, but you can see what it looks like. And we'll just take a quick look at how Vic puts on this first finish, though.
And all it is just skinning it on tight so that it will for sure grab within the grains of that first coat that we put on. That's the rough coat. And we want to make sure we get a good grip with that first scratch, and then we'll go over the top. And you can see it stays a little creamier. And the reason why that is the coat we put on originally is not very thick. It's just over the top of the original that's there, and this will allow so much moisture to draw in, and the rest will stay on the top and allowing me to swirl.
Okay. And the reason why we're doing this replastering is the walls had so much paint. There was so much paint peeling. We had so much damage, and you had seen that in some of the previous videos when we were doing stuff for the fountain. You could see that we had created big holes for plumbing runs. We had to remove a lot of plaster that was loose, so we got to the point where we have to redo this whole hallway, and that's where Vic comes in, slinging his plaster around with a very good attitude, I might add. But yes, he's the one working hard. And when we get this finished, we'll do another follow-up video on the finished sand texture on the whole hallway, so you can kind of see like the finished product. But I wanted you to see the in process. Thank you much for visiting Fairlane. Thank you for visiting the corridor. Thank you, Vic, for being here and helping.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
And we'll see you in 2 weeks.